Hey there, toy collector friends and Doctor Who fans alike. Welcome back to the channel. This is the Triple TC, that's the time-travelling toy collector. And in today's video, we are looking at the first release, certainly the first release I've had, of the Master Replicas range of Doctor Who figurine collection extension. As many of you will be aware, they got a license to take on the figurine collection and associated pieces, and they have put out a range of TARDIS exteriors, and I've ordered them. They are allegedly on their way, but they've not arrived yet. What has arrived is this item, which is the first Doctor's TARDIS, but it is a first Doctor's TARDIS limited edition black and white variant. So this is the packaging. You'll see it sort of aligns a bit to some of the character options figure packaging, where there's that sort of angular side to it, and there's the blurb there that you're after. But this is a I'll tell you what I thought when I saw this box. I thought this reminds me of Funko Pop collectibles, because as an approach to representing things that you collect, a lot of the packaging to date has been really, it's really difficult to put things back in. Whereas it's a bubble pack or however it's put together, once you take stuff out, you've taken it out. The box usually suffers consequences, whether the way it's held in or taped in or tied in or screwed in some cases. The removal of the product tends to make the box a little less usable. But there's a bit of a push currently that I'm seeing, and probably more on this in a different, more appropriate video, but where the collectibles are actually being protected, shall we say, in their boxes in a way that means that once you've taken them out, they can go back in. And I believe this is true of this range as well. But anyway, I haven't taken it out yet. I have undone the tape on the top, but I just wanted to sort of take a quick look at the packaging. Of course, first Doctor's TARDIS. The picture is in colour, but the model itself is arguably the black and white variant, although it, to my eyes, it looks a bit blue, but that could just be me. I will be taking it out of here momentarily. Nice blue packaging. All of the current Doctor Who logos abound. I imagine it's, yeah, lots of details on the bottom, and window. So I've got it open. As I say, I've opened the tape, so we can get that open right now. But the box is really nice, and it was relatively well packaged, sturdily. Oh, now, yeah, as I say that, it all falls apart. So top view in, there's a plastic sort of sealing thing. It clearly isn't held in particularly well once you open the top. Yeah, there's nothing yeah, so actually, despite what I've just been saying, I hope you can hear me over the kerfuffly noise. So we take out the top piece, which is, yeah, that's nice, put it over there, and then we get the product itself. It isn't held in by anything, which isn't a criticism. I'm just going to pop this in the back for, you know, break stuff up a bit. And here is the piece itself. So let's just pop it in shot. I think we can probably go in a nice bit closer there. I have seen some people who've received theirs in the last day or two. This has literally just arrived, so I'm doing this as it's landed. Who've had some issues with some of the stickering and some of the paintwork on the other TARDISes that they've ordered, which they've clearly have received before me. And I'm not seeing that. I was a bit worried, I won't lie. I was a bit worried, a bit untested. And I'm not really seeing that here. I mean, you could argue that this sticker for the window, because it is a sticker rather than painted, isn't quite aligned, but it also does give the if you get it the right angle, it gives the illusion slightly of it being leaning inwards, which of course often happened with the first Doctor's TARDIS. The window, one of the side windows sometimes were open, but you know what, that is going close and really being pernickety. I don't think that that's a major issue. I can live with how that looks, to be honest. And the police box signs seem to be intact. There's no tears or any issues with how that's put on there. Again, bearing in mind what it's representing. I like the design of the lamp. The nice silver paint there works. There's not There's no noticeable bleed. I was just about to say noticeable bleed. There's a little bit there in the corner. But again, it's not too drastic. I love the panel working here. I think the sculpt is really, really nice. We've got the there's no handle, as there wouldn't be. There is a keyhole. There's the pull to open phone box element there. There's no sticker on the bottom, but there is that sort of felt element, so it won't slip. It should have, for accuracy's sake, the St. John's ambulance symbol, but it doesn't have that, and we knew it wouldn't because, as we also get with some of the released character options things now, St. John's ambulance are no longer allowing it to be used on models. I'm not really sure what the history of that is, or why that was changed, or if indeed they ever had permission in the first place, and then it was when it came up, it was like, well, actually, no, please don't. If you do know the history of the St. John's ambulance symbol being no longer allowed to appear on the toys, do let me know in the comments, because I'd be fascinated. And talking off the comments, it would be great if you could like this video. I know everyone says it, so I almost don't want to say it just to be different, but I'm going to say it just because I'm desperately keen to get to my next subscriber milestone. So if you do enjoy the content, you want to see more stuff in the future like this and similar, then please do drop an absolutely completely free subscription to the channel. There's no obligation to watch every video, but it just really helps me get to my next subscriber milestone, which would mean the absolute world to me. But if you're just here for the ride, that's fantastic. Me too. Stick around and see what comes in the future. So I really like this. I wasn't too sure. I'll be completely honest. I wasn't too sure how I was going to feel about this. Oops, I'm trying to get it just slightly better. There we go. But what would be really useful, some of you will be aware, they have already, Eaglemoss did already produce one exterior, which was the 11th Doctor's TARDIS, which ironically does have the St. John's ambulance thing on it. And I've got that here. I managed to secure it, and this is what they look like together. This is how they scale side by side. And I'm getting sort of Twice Upon a Time vibes by doing that. But I think that's kind of accurate, to be honest, because we all know that the original shell was a lot smaller, and the current one at the time was larger. So, and there was even comments made about it. So I think we can see from an external dimensions point of view, no pun intended, that these do seem to scale quite well. Be interesting to see how else. I know you can see it there as it lines up. But I think, yeah, I think this is quite a nice match. I think if you look at the same proportional, which I won't do in this video, but might do it in another one. If you were to look at these in the character options line, the first Doctor versus the 11th Doctor's TARDIS, I think you'd probably see the same sort of variance in sizes. So for me, that works. That doesn't offend me at all. And you can, once you've got this next to it, you can really see that this is in a black and white scale. And I think that black and white scale works really well. I wasn't going to pick the black and white one up, but then I thought, well, I will do, just because then it'd be nice to see how this looks next to its First Doctor blue counterpart when that arrives. So I will do a comparison there as well. But all in all, if I were to say, if you were to ask me, would I recommend this? I can't say no to it, to be honest. I think it's really nice. And however you want to display it, or just use it as a paperweight, it has got some heft to it. I think it's really nice. Again, it's the sort of thing I don't think it would survive you dropping it. I could just imagine it having a nasty crack along or break into two halves. But as a standalone piece, I think it's really nice. I would heartily recommend picking it up. And that's Master Replicas. They are currently selling these. And as I say, there's been a bit of a bad rap on them. I think it's because there was delays to their product line. And some of the ones that have come out do seem to have some QC issues. This to me doesn't. I mean, again, I'm accustomed to some of the issues that Eaglemoss have provided in the past. So what I'm seeing here is certainly well within tolerances of Eaglemoss. I think it was just under £30 to pick this up. Some will say, well, that's quite a lot for what it is. Some will say, well, that seems quite reasonable, depending on your experience of purchasing models and figures and things of that nature. I think it's reasonable enough that it doesn't make me wrinkle my nose to purchase it. If you had to pick between this one and the in colour First Doctor TARDIS, I can't comment yet. But once I get the First Doctor coloured TARDIS in hand, as I say, I'll do a comparison of that, and then I'll see if I have a preference. And if I don't, then it will really be the eye of the beholder. So you yourself will get a say in terms of whether or not you think it's for you. But I like it. I like the packaging. It's simple. It's easy to reconnect, so I can put it straight back in, secure it, and I can display it in a dust-free environment within the box itself. So that for me is a bit of a win in the old packaging situation, because, as I say, historically, once you took things out of the packaging, it tended to be a bit poor. And as some of you will be aware from the Eaglemoss range, they had these lovely pods, but they didn't always stand very well if you were going to keep them in there to display. So again, bit of a mixed picture from that point of view. However, my verdict on this, I really like it. I do suspect that quality control may vary from item to item, so your mileage may vary depending on what you get. And again, if you've had unfortunate circumstances, do let me know if that's the case in the comments below. But equally, do reach out to Master Replicas. They're trying to launch this range, and I really hope it goes well for them, because I really want some more consoles. But if you do have an issue with it, or quality control, I would suggest going back to Master Replicas and just saying, this has come through, overall like it, but there's this issue or there's that issue. Send some photos so they can see what you've received, and let their customer services deal with it, because that's the true test of whether there's endurance and durability to the Master Replicas line, is how well they look after their customers. Because again, you look after the customers, we're going to keep coming back. But I have confidence that they will do that. But we shall see. We shall see. Anyway, do give me your thoughts in the comments below. Is this a line you think you're going to pick up? Is it a line you're going to give a hard pass to? If so, what's your thinking around that? Or is it things I've already mentioned, or simply affordability? Thank you once again for staying with me for the last 13 or so minutes. I have been the Triple TC, that's the Time Travelling Toy Collector. You've been a wonderful audience, and this has been the Master Replicas First Doctor's TARDIS Black and White Limited Edition, as part of the new Doctor Who figurine collection coming from Master Replicas. I really hope to see you in a future video, or indeed a past video. So take care, and bye-bye for now.